Morning, everybody. Kathryn's here, just waiting for a few more people to get on board, and we're going to get situated and start. Oh, I have the coolest little project for the day. It's all over Pinterest, and it's all over Vogue magazine and all kinds of stuff. Hi, everybody. I'm Kathryn from the Sewing Studio Fabric Superstore and the Sewing Studio at Lady Lake. Welcome aboard. So today I want to talk to you about this really cool technique that has hit Pinterest with a force and Vogue magazine, etc. However, this technique has been around for a long time. It's simply reverse applique. So with reverse applique, you're applying your accent fabric behind your base fabric and trimming away. So I use the outline feature in embroidery to do it, but there are several ways that we can accomplish it. So let me just talk to you about some of this different ways of being and doing. Okay, so with reverse applique, you apply your accent fabric to the wrong side of your main fabric, and then you cut away the fabric. Okay. Okay, for sewing, if you're going to be sewing it, you're going to want to use a stencil, and you'll stencil your main fabric with an outline of whatever shape that you're trying to use. And then you're going to pin your accent fabric into the wrong side of the main fabric, and then you'll sew along that stencil line and trim out your excess. If you're going to be doing this with embroidery, on the other hand, for embroidery, you're going to want to go ahead and use any applique design that you have, but simply stitch your tack down fabric. You don't have to do the satin stitches because part of the prettiness, the beauty of this technique is that you've got these little raw edges poking out, especially if you use jersey where it curls up. And so that's the way that you're going to go about doing it in embroidery. Some things to keep in mind. Okay. So you want to keep in mind the contrast, whether you're going to be using a plain base fabric and a colorful accent fabric, or whether you have a colorful main fabric and you use a nice plain accent fabric. Either way, contrast is going to be helpful in this. It really helps the contrast poke out and shine and be beautiful. Also keep in mind the hand of the fabric. If you've got a thick fabric and then a thin fabric that you're using as well, you might want to beef up that thin fabric with some interfacing if you need to. And when it's all said and done, you're going to probably want to use a fusible interfacing, a really super soft one, actually, because that's going to perform two functions. First of all, it's going to cover up all those itchy stitches inside your garment so that it doesn't scratch your skin. And then the other thing that it does is it kind of seals the edges for you so that there's no fraying and it doesn't dissolve away in the wash. So that's a couple of things to keep in mind as you do this. So I'm going to show you how I did this one. So again, let me hold this up where y'all can see it. It's so pretty. This was just a design that I saved the outlines on in embroidery. So here we go. Let's talk about the machine. Okay, so the first thing I did was I went into embroidery. And from embroidery, you need to pick your design, the outline shape that you want to capture. You could, if you wanted, choose a design like this. This is just a beautiful Asian-inspired design. And when you go to edit, this key right here, this little saved outline key, the flower key, when you select that, it will put an outline around your shape. And then that way you're going to save that into memory. So on a circumstance like this, if you have a design like this, you could do this inside a t-shirt and you could have green fabric for where your bamboo is, brown fabric where your mountains are, maybe some light blue fabric for clouds. You've got a sun there and your cranes. It could be super cool, and you could use a bunch of different base accent fabrics. Or you could do something like this, and this is what I did. So I went in and I found a shape that I found intriguing. So I'm going to go with this one right here, and you set it onto your embroidery screen. Now from here, again, you're going to go into edit, and this right here, that's your accent outline key. So when you select that, it puts an outline around your shape. Okay, I'm not changing the distance in this circumstance because I want it to peek in and point out and get all those little dips and crevices. It'll make it a much more interesting shape. So when I save it to memory, it gives you an alert message that you're going to have to go to your creation section of the machine, either the My Design Center for Brother or the IQ Designer for Baby Lock. And then you're going to select that icon, the stamp pattern list, to retrieve your shape, recall it from, or get it from. So I'm going to simply select OK. Then I'm going to go home and select OK. So now I'm going to go into my creation section of the machine, and I'm going to go to my stamp list where it told me to go. And then I select my flower, because the flower that you see on the editing page is the same flower that's available here. And right here is my saved outline. So I'm going to select my saved outline and select OK. Now I need to make that outline exactly what I want. With the beautiful printed K-facet fabrics, there's all these different textures and colors. So I'm able to use like an open shape like this to get a lot of burst of color from within. So I need to take the options of lines and select the triple stitch. This is going to be the tack down stitch, and that really is all that you need. I like to pick a color that I can see change on the screen so that I can see that change happen, and then I select OK. Let me zoom in so that you all can see a little bit better. So as I get to my line here, I'm going to select my bucket in the line property area, pencils draw lines. So I've selected the bucket, and then I'm just going to touch that line, and it has assigned that new triple stitch feature to that line. That's it. You just select next and preview and march all the way out into embroidery, set, and OK. And here we are in embroidery, and now all I have to do is stitch this out, and it's done. How easy is that, everybody? So that's how you do it. You just save your outline and do it as your triple stitch, and then you're done and ready to go. I cannot wait to see the different kinds of shapes, patterns, and interesting textures you might use for your own reverse applique. Some really sharp scissors here at the end. You're going to want to cut out your jersey on top or your main fabric, and that's it. Easy peasy. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you got a little bit of education this morning. You can always join us on YouTube. You can watch our YouTube channel, and there's all kinds of education and inspiration there. We also have our Facebook pages, the Sewing Studio Fabric Superstore and the Sewing Studio at Lady Lake. Share this video with your friends, like that video, comment if you'd like, and I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.